let's go. GG's.
Are you afraid of the dark? Are you scared?
Triple kill, let's go. Yo, we got Ace. VP. Stego with the MVP, boys. Let's go. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Mecha Break Beginner's Guide. Today we have on the chopping block Stego. Now, Stego is your ultra heavy attacker, and he is a crazy beast. Going over his main weapon is Rocket Pod, which you have 10 rounds, and they do hit quite hard.
What do you mean by that?
It is 7,200 attack that it does. It is pretty good. On top of that, you can also alternate that with your right click, which is your rapid rocket pod, which you're able to shoot out 6 rockets, combine the rockets with 5,000 and the main weapon with 72, and you're doing crazy amount of damage. His first ability is called Jamming Haze Diffuser. Now, what's really cool about this is your way to almost go invisible. On top of that, anyone of your teammate that is also in that vicinity, which is 60 meters, will also take less damage from any bullets that are being shot through. So if you have a sniper hitting you through, you're gonna be able to take a little bit less damage as well, and also make it really tough for your enemy to be able to lock on to anyone that's within that range. Now, it is only for 5 seconds, so this is a way to just get yourself out of a situation. You're not gonna stay there for too long, but you're really trying to get yourself out of a situation. Now, torrent form is pretty much your main form you're going to most likely be in at all times. This has a little shield you put in front of yourself. Now, it doesn't cover your side like Tricera, which we will be trying to make a video for that as well. But this will be putting a shield right in front, as you see here. This will also stop any melee characters who are coming at you. If you put this up, they will be hit by that shield and they won't be able to penetrate. They will have to go around. What I tend to try to do is I try to, as I'm flying to find my location, I'm trying to find a location, and then if I'm in the air, I immediately press this, drop right to the ground, and then start doing damage as much as I can. With this type of character being the way he is, you really want to make sure you have a good position to kind of position yourself and know where an escape route is if you needed to escape, and then find another position. So you really want to know what maps you're doing and figure out what positions you can do to help yourself to get the best range for all your abilities to go off. And then the next ability is the last ability, is called Micro Missile. Now, this you have 3 rounds that it will keep doing, but you do massive amount of missiles. I can't even count the amount of missiles you are doing, but you're doing a massive amount of missiles. And what's really good about this is if you see right above, it has a 700-meter range. That is a crazy absorbent amount of range that you can have on this. This is a really good AoE damager right here. Now with Stego, he is really slow, unfortunately. So if you are trying to use this character as you move around, he is really slow. So you have to understand, that's just gonna have to be. He is a bigger unit. So moving forward, using your main gun, you have your missiles that you shoot out. You lock onto a target, and you're able to do pretty good damage. Like I said, you're doing about 7,200 damage here. Now, what you're going to try to do is you're going to try to kind of use your missiles and your secondary at the same time, just to clear out an area. Now, to see how the damage looks like when you combine, you have a Panther in front of you. You're going to see with both primary and secondary clicks, you're going to be able to see the amount of damage you do. Like again, That is a primary and secondary damage you're doing. Now, what you want to do is combine this with your third ability. But let's first go over the first ability, which is to go invisible so you won't be targeted. Now I target it. Now he can't find me, but then he's going to be able to find me. Boop. So as you saw, you activate your smoke screen, and it'd be really tough to lock on to you because you're pretty much almost invisible. You can kind of see an outline of yourself. If you are an enemy, you can shoot them, but you're really tough to really lock on. So that is a good way to lock on. Like I said, anyone in that area, if your teammates are there, they'll also be shielded in a sense as well, where they won't take as much damage with the energy damage that you will be blocking. Now, his second ability is his shield. Now, his shield, I think, covers up to 25,000 damage. So if you do anything, take that much damage, you're gonna have to regenerate that shield. But you can put this anywhere. Now you do have a good, like almost a 100 degrees radius to be able to target anyone to your left and right of you. But anyone after that, you're gonna have to readjust and put up. But what's really good is really fast. But you're gonna have to make some adjustments as you move around. Now, speaking about moving around and talking about like the best placements, you're gonna really try to think about what is the best location for your Stego. Now, I tend to like the high grounds because it makes it a little bit more tougher for them to catch me. I also like to be near things where they can't easily get above me, so I like to put myself, but maybe by a mountain, in front of a mountain, so that no one's can get me from behind. If they,
what did he say?
No one can get me from behind. That they have to target me above, directly above, or just burn my shield. So I like to try to figure out where my placement is going to be for my Stego. But if you're going to be out in the open, it doesn't really matter as much. But you do want to cover as much ground as possible. So I'm going to have some video footage probably of times where I had to position myself just enough to be able to block a falcon or anyone else who's hitting me from the side, but also be able to hit directly in front of me as well. Now, the amount of damage you do specifically from all of your firing ability is pretty insane. So let's go ahead and put ourselves in fortress mode. And you're going to do is you're going to use all your primary and secondary and your missiles. Yeah. That's insane. I gotta say, it took me a little bit of understanding how his kit was working to really understand what you want to focus on. I think he's an amazing mech that you can use it for any sort of objectives, and he's going to be really good. There's some mechs that are only specifically good for certain maps and objectives. Now, not saying you can't do it, it just makes it that objective and using that mech a little bit harder for yourself. But overall, Stego, I think, is an amazing mech to use. Probably one of my favorite ultra ones for sure. Now, I did get a chance to try Inferno during the training grounds. I think he's pretty solid. I think I heard really good things about it, but also heard mixed things about it because we didn't really get a chance. At least I didn't get a chance to try it out. But from what I'm understanding from Inferno, he also is really solid. But I think if I had to choose right away, if we had to pick one, there's a few that are on my top of my list. Like if we had to get one, definitely Stego's on that list. Tricera's on that list. There's a few more also on the list, and then there's some situational ones. But I would definitely say Stego is definitely a really solid choice. If you are using Stego, let me know in the comments down below. How are you using Stego? What do you like about it? What do you don't like about Stego? I think his matchups are more positive than negative, which is really good, which is why I think he's up there higher on the tier list because he just has such a good universal ability. But that is the end of the video. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.